Good afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna hang on to this tea to warm up my hands because I am feeling rather chilly. I was kind of in two minds as to whether or not I was actually going to vlog today because I feel utterly rubbish. I've had this headache since like yesterday afternoon, and yeah, I'm just feeling very sort of bunged up and yeah, a bit run down. So I think I have got the cold that my husband and my daughter have had over the past couple of weeks. What's that, Biggs? Why are you making it? Oh my goodness. Oh, he's just rolled over, but he was on his back and his mouth had sort of flopped open so you could see all of his teeth. You right, buddy? Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I was kind of in two minds as to whether or not I was going to film today, but I am going to do it because otherwise it mucks around my schedule, and I've already worked out my schedule. So yeah, just feeling a bit run down and rubbish today, so it's probably going to be quite a short vlog, but that's fine. Although I say that, and then I come to edit this and I still have like 20 minutes worth of footage, so we shall see. But yeah, there's not a huge amount planned today. I've realised that my Vlogmas is really not very festive. Like, I've got the tree and all the decorations and everything, and I'm watching the odd Christmas film, but realistically, just don't have that many like festive things planned in December because my daughter's at school, my husband's in the office, I am obviously like filming and editing all the time, and yeah, other than like knitting on my like festive projects, I don't really have that much like in the way of festive things planned. And the things that we do have planned are all like things that we do with family, or things that we are doing sort of that involve taking my daughter to something that has a lot of other people's kids around. It's very, very busy and a bit sort of awkward to film. And so yeah, I think until I'm actually like wrapping presents, I feel like my Vlogmas is not very festive. So I apologise for that, but honestly, it's just real life, isn't it? Like, it's not like I've not got a huge amount of things that I've planned just for Vlogmas. So maybe that's one of my shortfalls, but this is how it is. So yeah, should we go and open my advent? And then there's been a couple of ornaments that my daughter's opened from her ornament advent, which I've been doing a terrible job of filming. I always find like the mornings are just so chaotic, and obviously she wants to open it in the morning, and yeah, it's just fallen out of my filming schedule. Okay, so what did she have on here last time? I can't even remember now. I think she had the heart and the ice cream. So I think I had just put this one in the advent. So now she's got a little Biggs. And then over the weekend she had the pretzel, which is possibly my favourite. I'm kind of a little bit sad that I didn't have time to make one of these for the big tree, but there's always next year. So yeah, she had the pretzel. And then this morning she opened up the little mountain, although she said that it was a Christmas pudding. And then when I said it's a mountain, she was like, oh, is it the mountain from the Grinch? So now this is either Mount Christmas Pudding or Mount Crumpet from the Grinch. So yeah, those are the ones that she's had so far. And then tomorrow she will have a little chocolate to open. I've been putting the little like Maltesers reindeers in there so that they're a little bit bigger than the chocolates that she gets in her little advent, like little dairy milk advent calendar, but they're not like a huge massive chocolate. And I think that's what I used to put in it before as well. I think one year I did Lint Bears, and then the year before I did the reindeers, and they seem to be her favourites. So yeah, the handmade advent seems to be going down really, really well. And then hopefully next year I can kind of try and do another 12, and then she'll be able to open one every day and have a new ornament every day next Christmas, because she seems to be really enjoying it. So yeah, that was her advent. Should we go and open mine now, since we're on the subject of advents and we're up here? Oh, apologies for the error. My Peatlands is still just a little bit damp, so hopefully after another sort of 24 hours or so drying, I'll be able to actually try that on and wear it tomorrow, which should be really exciting. But what day are we on? Day 6. Okay, I know I was previously saying like, if you don't want spoilers then skip to this timestamp, yada yada yada, and all that, but I saw that Jess, the dyer behind Loom, is like revealing them on her Instagram, so it kind of feels a bit pointless me saying that now if the dyer is actually revealing them now. I didn't know if maybe she was going to wait until like the 12 days of Christmas or whatever, so yeah, I'm not gonna bother anymore, because if she's already revealing them then it kind of feels okay for me to do so. So day 6 is called Forager. Is that upside down? Is that the way up? Yeah, there we go. So yeah. And ooh, we're still on the green colour story, but we've gone a little bit more kind of ochre-y yellow. So yeah, loving that. Did we want all of the greens together? Because I think the last 3 have been green. So that is obviously day 6. Gotta try and remember what all of these are now. So yeah, so that was day 6 and day 5 and day 4. So actually I suppose once you put day 6 next to the other 2, it definitely does look more yellow, but it is very sort of kind of green toned yellow. So that is lovely. Actually, whilst I'm here, should we do all of them together? Okay, so it was day 1, 2 and 3. And then we've got 4, 5 and 6. So yeah, really beautiful earthy tones, definitely giving Lost Wood vibes. So yeah, absolutely loving those. Now I've got to try and get them all in the right boxes again, otherwise I will completely forget which all of them are. At least I'll have the footage of the days I was opening it to kind of figure out which ones were which. But yeah, I was talking to my friend Tia last night and she suggested maybe I could do a Kintra in all of these. So that's something I'm considering. But other than that, I've not really put too much thought into patterns. Obviously these are all fingering weight, so I would either need to do like a fingering weight pattern or potentially hold them double, although I'm not sure I've got enough of the main skeins to be able to do that. I'd probably then have to supplement it with more yarn, which is probably not something I would love to do. I'd love to just knit something like solely out of the Advent. So yeah, I was kind of considering maybe doing something with a set-in sleeve or a drop shoulder, almost like the Lake Stripe tee that I did recently, because I do get a lot of wear out of that, but I'd probably knit it either the next size up or 2 sizes up so it was a bit bigger. But yeah, I've not quite decided yet, and to be honest I probably won't make a decision until January, because I think I'm going to do mine and my daughter's matching cardigans before I knit up my Advent. But I'm not putting any pressure on myself to knit it this year. And I probably will end up manoeuvring some of the colours around. I did have a thought, actually, of doing a framed sweater by Andrea Mowry. There's always one. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing a framed sweater by Andrea Mowry and picking like a couple of colours to do each repeat of the chart and almost making it look a bit like the quilted cardigan by Catherine Seeberger. I can never remember what the actual name of that cardigan is, but you know, the one where you actually knit the squares and then you seam them together to make the fabric for the cardigan. And yeah, sort of making it like that but in a jumper form. But I'm completely undecided at the moment, and I'm just gonna sort of, open the whole advent and then look at all the colours and see what I want to make once I've seen it all together and seen the main skeins. But yeah, those are my ideas at the moment anyway. I'm not sure what to do with myself today. I have all of these things that I really want to get done, but I just feel too grotty to even begin doing them. I do have a couple more Christmas presents to order, so perhaps that would be a good idea to go and do, because otherwise they're not going to arrive in time. And one of them, I need to order a photo book of pictures of my daughter from the year that we do every year for my husband's dad and his wife. Have I done that yet? No. And do I think it will arrive in time? Probably not. So I guess I should probably go and do that. Okay, presents have been ordered. I think I might have to take you into the kitchen actually, because the lighting is just ever so slightly better in there, and in here it's just rubbish. So yeah, let's go in there. Yeah, I completely forgot to mention yesterday that I did in fact start my stripe overload cardie, because I knew I was getting to the point where I was finishing up my Peatlands and I wanted to have a garment on the go. And so I looked through both of the patterns, and it's not quite as simple as just knitting my daughter's jumper version as a cardigan. It's going to take a little bit of sort of figuring out with the stitches, because the beginning of round isn't like at the front on the cardigan that I'm knitting for myself. It's like, I think it's on the back or at one of the sleeve raglans. So I decided I'd start mine and then like figure out exactly where all the stitches sit, and then start my daughter's, so that I can kind of just follow the same sort of rhythm as I'm doing for my own. I don't know, it made sense in my head, but I did actually cast mine on. So I've started with the collar, and so it looks like this. So you do a tubular cast on, which was actually much easier to do than a long tail. I think just the way that I hold my fingers just made it a little bit easier to do with the old splint. So yeah, tubular cast on was actually really easy to do. And I did mine on a 4mm, because I always find that if I do it on the needle that I actually want to knit my ribbing on, then it looks really sloppy and loose, whereas if I go down a needle size, then it ends up being the same sort of tension as the rest of my ribbing. So yeah, did that on a 4, and then I've knit my ribbing on a 4.5, and you do decreases down one side, not one side, both sides of the collar, so that it kind of like comes in a bit towards the neck. So I've just done the last of the decreases, and I think I've just got a couple more rows to go before I can then start on the raglan. But I think this looks so cool. So it's going to sit, oh, I've thrown a ball of yarn on the floor. And this is not going to sit properly because I'm wearing a fleece. But yeah, it's going to sit like that. And I think that this is a way better use of this yarn. I think it looks so cool and I really, really love it. So I'm going to finish up the collar on mine and maybe do the first couple of rows of raglan so I can kind of see where the stitches go. And then I'm going to start my daughter's, and I'm going to knit them both at the same time. So that I can kind of figure out where all the stitches and everything need to go. But yeah, very happy with how that's looking. But as for now, I am going to get going on making some lasagna for tea. Because otherwise it's not going to be ready in time. So heavy. We made it to the evening. I'm feeling ever so slightly better now that I have eaten my weight in lasagna. But I've also just walked the dog, so I'm fully looking like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave the chatty segment here. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I'm hoping that's going to go. But yeah, we're just going to sit down and watch some... What's the show that we're watching? Is it Pluribus?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to sit down, watch some Pluribus.
Oh no, I'm on the camera again.
Well, no, you're not, because you were behind me. Okay. Yeah, we're going to sit down and watch some Pluribus and... Pluribus? Pluribus. I feel like this is going to be one of those things that I never know how to say it properly. But yeah, we're going to sit and watch that, and I think I'm going to do some more work on my sailor slippers. I'd like to get all of the knitting part of them done this evening. And then tomorrow I just have to seam them up, because I also need to put a wash on tomorrow with a load of towels in, so I can put them in with that wash and hopefully felt them. But yes, thank you so much for watching today. I know it's been a bit of a sort of shorter, more, well, less knitting heavy day, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, I'll catch up with you all in a couple of days.